Okay, gang. So, I apologize. I've got a little remote control here now. And by the way, I am recording this with a little flip, a little flip camera. And the quality's not going to be very good. I had planned to go ahead and set up a couple of mics and record the audio into Pro Tools. And the honest to goodness truth is I just don't have time to do all that right now. So, forgive me, if you will. What I have set up right now on the clean channel of the Concert 2 is what I think is a pretty nice clean tone, and we're going through on the Burress cabinet. I have the stock speaker from the Concert 2 mounted in here. It's the EVM 12L. Now, the things that I like out of a clean sound from a tube amp, and I don't have this cranked real loud so that so that we're not going to overload the mics in this teeny tiny little camera. I like something that can give me a nice little something like this. Right? It's very touch sensitive. It's nice and beefy and ballsy on the bottom end, and it's got a nice sparkle to it, but it doesn't get ice picky and high. Okay, I also like to be able, and that, by the way, is the standard neck and middle pickup on a Strat, that sound, right? I also like to be able to do the bridge and neck pickup for things like... Okay, I'm going to go to the P90 right now. P90s, as you know, are known for being a little more woolly and, more lower mid-range, grindy sounding. I want my clean sound to still be able to hold together, even on the P90, right? So when I'm doing like... And obviously this does that. A more standard bridge pickup for like a Strat or a Tele sound, something like a... Okay? So that's what we've got. All of those tones, by the way, are pretty decent. They don't make me jump up and down for joy, but if I was playing in a club, I could handle that perfectly fine. And for what it's worth, the Concert 2 does a pretty darn good job of getting clean tones. If I would put a good tube screamer type pedal in front of this amp on these settings, I could play any club anywhere. Okay? Even with the stock EVM 12L. Now I will tell you I'd have to hire a roadie to move the darn thing for me, because with the EVM 12L in the Concert, the thing weighs in at about 80 pounds. Okay, I'm going to switch over now to the cascading gain stage of this amp. And this is what Rivera at the time thought, wow, this is going to sell this amp, man. This is going to eat Boogie's lunch, right? And the truth is it sounds very much like, say, a Mark I or a Mark II Mesa Boogie sounds. And I'm going to give you sort of a standard. I'm on my bridge pickup right now in humbucker mode, so this is pretty standard rock and roll. Right? I do obviously a lot of that kind of stuff. I also, when I'm ringing on open chords, and by the way, if my guitar's a little out of tune, I'm sorry. I do a lot of like ringing open chords, and I want those to really sound both distorted and grainy and gritty and pretty all at the same time, if you can imagine that, like this. Like, for instance, this is a favorite of mine. It's only love. Okay, sorry. And obviously, one of the things I want to be able to do, I just switched up to the neck pickup, which is a Fender Custom Shop Texas Special, which is basically a Stevie Ray Vaughan style pickup. I want to be able to sound to get that tone. And for me, what I usually do when I'm trying to decide if I've nailed Stevie's tone is this. Okay, so there's everything that the stock speaker has, and quite honestly, it does what it does pretty darn well. I will say, on that distorted tone, especially when I was down here, it started to sound a little kind of yucky, and for that matter, when I was doing when I started doing that kind of stuff, it's got, and I know the mic on this little flip camera probably isn't going to convey this very well, but it's a little stiff feeling in the top end. In other words, it's not smooth and airy feeling, it's just a little bit stiff. All in all, it's a good sound, and hey, for what it's worth, these EVM 12Ls are still selling for like $200 or $300 a piece on eBay, the originals. So we're talking a very, very good, very high-end speaker here. But now we're going to start comparing it to some of the much less expensive WGS speakers. And honestly, I've never done this comparison with the Concert, so this will be a first for me as well as for all of you. You've already seen how I can swap a speaker in this cabinet in like 30 seconds. I'm going to go to the Reaper next, because the Reaper is probably my favorite 12-inch WGS speaker, and let's see what that sounds like. I'll be right back with you.